everybody, today we're at Oconee State Park in Mountain Rest, South Carolina, and we came to see the mountain laurel. It is absolutely glorious here. So are you ready?
Yeah.
I am too, so let's go.
Turn right onto State Park Road, then arrive at your destination.
I just hope that the mountain laurel's in the state park because it's out here on the road. It's beautiful.
That is pretty.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Arrive at Oconee.
That is so pretty.
To me, it's worth the drive up here just to see this. Oh, the rhododendron's blooming too.
You gotta.
I don't know. I'm gonna go that way. Oh, look how pretty that is. Yep, it's locked. So this video is about the mountain laurel. It makes me happy. That's what I came to see. Boo. This is beautiful. We stayed here one year in a cabin and we truly enjoyed it. It's very peaceful here. This is one of the nice state parks in upstate. was also a CCC park. They do have a thing right there where you could play horseshoes. And over here is the old water wheel. That beautiful mountain wall there. And it says CCC water wheel donated to the people of South Carolina by Lloyd A. King and family, May 1987. That's so pretty. And I don't even know where that trail right there would take you, so I'm not going at all. I know some people would be like, why'd you go all the way up there just to see Mount Laurel? Because I wanted to. Even though I was able to see it at the parks closer to the house, still nothing like seeing it actually in the mountains. So this over here talks about the Oconee water wheel. It says, establishment of the park. Oconee State Park was developed in the 1930s as one of the earliest state parks in South Carolina. Like all of the early parks in the state, Oconee was built by members of the CCC. And the CCC was a program created as part of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal in the midst of the Great Depression of the 1930s to address the dual problems of massive unemployment and the tremendous need to reverse the effects of generations of damaging farm practices on the land. The CCC camp at Oconee was established in July of 1935. Over the course of the next 2 years, the men of the CCC Camp F1 worked to create Oconee State Park on land that had been farmed heavily for decades and was heavily eroded. As in other CCC sites around the country, the CCC recruits at Oconee use native materials and traditional local resources to create the many and varied structures that stand on the park today. And it says the early park water wheel. One of the major needs of the CCC camp and the growing park was the generation of needed power for the various tasks necessary in the construction and operation of the park. One method was this water wheel. The building houses the wheel is a replica of the original wheelhouse, which still exists in a remote area of the park where it was once used to power a pump which transported drinking water to the camp. The wheel itself is the original one used by the CCC at Oconee. The original wheel operated by taking advantage of the rugged terrain and one of the many streams of this mountainous area. It's situated here. The wheel used flow from the lake, which is carried by pipe into the small stone well at your far right. A wooden trail guides water to the top of the wheel where it falls into shallow buckets along the outer rim of the wheel. Gravity carries the heavier side of the wheel where the buckets are filled with water downward and turns a shaft at the center of the wheel. The shaft passes through the wall of the building to a pump which moves water up the hill to a stone well. In the original system, the water was moved nearly a mile. Any number of machines, such as saws and pumps, could be powered off the shaft by means of belts and gears attached to the shaft itself. This type of power production dates to over a century before the time of Christ and was commonly used throughout the Carolina upcountry for generations. The introduction of the steam engine around the turn of the 20th century and the arrival of electricity to the Oconee area in the fall of 1941 made water wheels obsolete for all but a few tasks, mainly powering grist mills. Even this use has all but faded into memory today. That's true. Cute little building. It's adorable. We have tons of these flowers right here at my house. I'm not even sure if I've ever seen that thing turn. Maybe whenever we first started coming, it might have been. It hasn't turned for years since we've been coming lately. This is so pretty. I love how they made that fence there. Oh, they got Oconee bells here. How did I not know this? I thought it was only at Devil's Fork. We got to keep this in mind because we always go to Devil's Fork to see the Oconee bells, and that's kind of a rough trail for Mom to walk down. And this one right here is fairly simple. Because the Oconee bell is so pretty. But they're already gone for the year. They're only until like March, and then they're gone. this. Look pretty high here. And then back here you have the cabins. And all the cabins look different at this park. And you can walk the whole trail around the lake, past the cabins and stuff, but I'm gonna turn back around because I know where Mom's sitting at. I think this is pretty. The mountain laurel and the boathouse. It's the old bathhouse there. So pretty. Oh. I do love that the sky is working out today. It's so pretty. Hey, this is building a tradition, especially during the difficult days of the Great Depression. Americans needed inexpensive, helpful fun. Providing such opportunities was within the mission of the CCC. Oconee CCC made Swimming Lake and Bathhouse anchored the park that the workers construct here, creating a recreation destination complete with cabins, picnic sites, and more. The building offered a tea room and rented 300 baskets in which visitors could stow their clothing before swimming. And that right there says, notice the work gloves and the hammer. These men from CCC Camp S75 were photographed in 1937 as they paused during construction of the Oconee Bathhouse. The building stonework and hand-hewn beams are exemplary of CCC craftsmanship. So they'd have been roughly standing a little bit over here. where they took that picture at. That's the CCC monument right there. It says a building with a past. Though it seems ordinary, this building has led many lives. According to the CCC workers, it was constructed by the CCC during the Great Depression as a mess hall or barracks for Camp F1. Now one of the park's most functional buildings, it was designed to be disassembled and was likely moved here from some other location. So that shows where it was a mess hall at one point, and then the square dances. And that was a CCC right there. And it says, by 1944, the building was in place and adapted into a recreation center. In the 1980s, the restaurant and office transferred here from the bathhouse. Today, the building includes meeting facilities and park administration. And that's it. Along with our statue out there. There is the barn, and that's where you can come from Memorial Day weekend until I believe Labor Day weekend on Friday nights and do some square dancing, if that's what makes you happy. Because this park, I think, comes alive in the summertime. They do square dancing, you name it, they do it. So it's a lot of fun, and I think they like to keep the old traditions alive because, for one off, there's no cell phone service up here. So you kind of do have to connect back to how things once were. And back here is where you could get on the Foothills Trail if you would so desire. You can go up a little bit further. We'll turn around.
That's pretty.
It's real nice. It's real nice. That was pretty.
There's some right here. What do you think?
Just stop at this one so I can take a picture.
Oh,
And stop at this one so I can take a picture. I think it is a white one.
it is.
It's nice. Oh yeah, it was totally worth the trip up here.
That's what you need to get, some plants and make a fence and everything. And that would be pretty. What you got to do?
Well, money, because I have to pay for them if they don't live.
Get somebody else planning for you.
Yeah. Windmills.
Windmills.
to Oconee to see the mountain laurel. Even the drive up is
Yeah.
pretty. Once you get to a certain part,
Yeah, when you get to a certain part,
that's where you see the mountain laurel
the
everywhere.
mountain laurel is everywhere. But you only have to come during the season because once they bloom, they bloom
You know what they say? When it's gone, it's gone.
for another year.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is beautiful.
Yeah, I had 2 days off back to back. That's all I needed for this to happen. Going over my trip in a heartbeat.
Never fails.
Somewhere behind you. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the video for Oconee State Park in the Mountain Laurel. How'd you like it, Mom?
It was fabulous.
It was beautiful. It was totally worth the trip up there to see it. So I always try to gauge when I think it's gonna be good. So this year I think I nailed it. It was on what, the week before Mother's Day. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because next Sunday is Mother's Day.
So by the time you watch, by the time you watch this video, Mother's Day will already be come and gone. But anyway, what is the day? May 6th.
6.
Yeah, May 6th, 2024 is whenever I filmed it. So absolutely beautiful.
Back home, the mountain laurel was already blooming at Poncet.
And Aiken and Barnwell.
Uh-huh.
So I think the mountain laurel where we're from is already gone. But it was still pretty up there in the mountain part of South Carolina. Mountain Rest. That's a good name for a place. So anyway, that's going to do it for this one. We hope you enjoyed.
And subscribe, please.
Yes, please do. And we'll see you somewhere else. So toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye.